back. Okay, so I gotta do you guys. So welcome back. This is the set that we did. So what I'm gonna do now is go over these. Put some alcohol. I feel this set came out really, really good, and I can actually go ahead and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, release them. Da, 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 da. Uh-oh. So again, these are the nails that we did. And I'm just wiping these right now with some alcohol. Being sure that they're not sticky anywhere. Okay, again, these are the nails. We're about to work on another set. And what I want to do before we get to the other set, I'm going to go in with my drill. Just going in here and being sure that we don't have any welcome in, Parker. Being sure that we don't have any gel or anything that's in here, so that way when we go to apply these on, they'll go on with no issue. Okay, so this is done. And now that in there, going in with my nail file, going around the sides of the nails. And what this does, it'll setting off any gel that might be on here. Okay, so those are finished. We can put these to the side. And now we are going to start on our next set of nails. This is the set that we did today. And we finished all of these, which I think they look absolutely gorgeous. So now we're going to go in with our next set, which is here. Now for this set, we're not going to be using any rhinestones. We're only going to be using the 3D sculpture gel, which is available in the TikTok shop, my TikTok shop. We may go in, because I have some painting gel as well. So we might go in with the painting gel to do silver after this. But what we want to do first is secure these in. And I feel the pinky is down here. Let's see, it's over here. We're just going to rearrange these a little bit. I'm actually going to try something different. Well, I'm going to try to just press down on this middle bar, because I'm not taking these off, since what we're doing is just decorating the nail. I'm not taking these off, so I'm hoping this is going to be sufficient. I feel like over here on YouTube, we need to change our lighting a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, of course, is paint our base coat. Which we're using Beetles, which is also in the, it should, hold on. You'll find it in the case. So we're going to be using the Beetles. And again, if you guys want to see, these are the set. This is the set we did earlier. Right here, we finished this set. So now we're about to do another set, but we're only going to be doing the 3D sculptor gel. So of course, first thing we do is we're going to do our base coats. And then after our base coat, we're going to go in and actually paint the nail. And then after we paint the nail, we're going to go in with our 3D sculptor gel. So you want to try to polish in 3 strokes. Go back some so you guys can see. So your first stroke, you want to spread the brush, go all the way down. Second stroke across the side. Third stroke across the other side. If you guys have any questions or anything that's in the TikTok shop, let me know and I can answer your questions. Over here on YouTube, if you guys have any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. And again, because I'm doing nail art across all of these, that's the reason that I did not take these off, because I'm not doing individual nails or just a set for my hands. I'm setting these up that no matter which ones I pick out, they all are cohesive colors and designs and can be used interchangeably, which is why on these we are only going to use the 2 base colors and the 3D art. We're not going to do any decals or anything else. And how that comes in handy, if by chance I do another set of just nail art, if the base colors go with it, I can just use the base colors. Welcome in over on YouTube. So I'm still just going in with my base coat currently. And again, you always want to try to color in just, or paint rather, in 3 strokes. And then when you go back over it after you cover your base coat, polish or whatever, you're just smoothing it out. Like if you see any lines, because you want it to be smooth, especially when you're using a gel nail, whatever you cure, that's what you're going to have as your finished product. So if it's cured and it's thick in some areas, thin in other areas, when it's done, that's exactly how it's going to look. It's not going to thin out when you put it under the lamp. So this first step, we're just going to use just the base coat. We got new neighbors too, so I don't know. We'll see. We got new neighbors. We'll see if your music ever too loud for her, because I don't know if she can hear your music in when you do play it or not. Yeah. So her view was the pool side. I met her today. I forgot her name.
Did she come and introduce herself?
Well, I seen her. We was at the elevator, and she came out this way. So it's only so many units back here. So I seen the people that was moving in, and I didn't know who it was until I seen her coming from this way, and I asked her.
I'm so green.
Okay, so this is our base coat. I'm going to go ahead and cure this. I have my curing lamp over here. So we're going to go ahead and tighten this up. What?
Oh. What if I pull the chain, right?
What you mean?
And I go mess with the people.
That's probably them that I'm hearing out there. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, I do want to use that one. I got to figure out which one, because I put these back by mistake. And again, these are, I'm going to keep showing you guys these because I'm super proud of these. These are the ones that we made earlier. So these are all of our really, really high design nails right here. So now we're going to go in and we're going to do some nails, but we don't want the high design to it. I feel like I got the wrong pink. This is it. Okay, and this one is the glitter. Okay, so now that these are done, we're going to go ahead and polish these. And I have these colors. This is Johnstone gel polish that I'm using right now. My base coat and my top coat will be Beetle. These are also the Beetle's nail light tips that I'm using. Oh, and hold on. Sorry. Okay, so this is me back here, which you on TikTok now, you guys can see that this is me back here. You guys on YouTube can't see that simply because I'm in front of you all. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it because we have 2, 4. I don't know what this is on here. I'm not going to worry about this right now. I just drill it off with 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 9 of these on each side. I'm actually going to go ahead and use this. Yeah, that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. So let me just wait until this is finished. So we are going to start with this color. So this side is all going to be one color. And then it's going to be some glitter nails over here as well. Because to me, glitter by itself is nail art. Like you don't even have to do anything to it. You go to the nail shop and they say, "Do you want nail art?" and you trying to save your money, just tell them, "No, I want this and this glitter color." And if you put glitter between fingers, guess what? You got nail art that easily. And again, when you're doing gel polish, you want to be sure that you're making it nice and smooth. Because if you cure it and it's not smooth, it's going to have that lump or hump in it when it's finished. And with gel polish, you don't want to go in and um, drill afterwards. You don't want to drill, you don't want to foul. That's your finished product. So before you add your gel polish, you want to be sure if you're doing acrylic nails that everything is nice and smooth. What I like about these Tip-X nails, everything's already done. I don't have to go in and foul it. I don't have to buff it. They are perfect to go ahead and start laying your your gel polish right on top, as you can see right there. And if I had a hump or something in there or it's uneven, that's how it's going to actually cure. So you want to be sure that your polish is good before you go on and cure it. So what we're going to do with these first, because we're just going to do some 3D sculpture designs on this, we're going to actually go in and polish the entire nail and cure it first. And all these items I'm using, they are available in my TikTok shop. You can click the cart. The items are there. If there's an item you have a question on, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to tell you about the product. If it's right here in front of me, I can actually pull it out for you. Some items are in different areas of the house, but they are available on the TikTok shop, so they are there for you to purchase. And I am TOTstyles. I'm TOTstyles on all social media platforms, except Facebook, because Facebook closed my account down. So if you find a TOTstyles on Facebook, that is not me. I always said if they ever canceled my Facebook, I would not be returning. And I meant that with my whole chest. I will not be returning. And it's kind of sad because I was actually monetized on Facebook. Okay, so we have those done. Now I'm going to go in with the glitter. And this is just a straight glitter polish. And again, glitter by itself, in my opinion, is nail art. And you just want to be sure that when you do your glitter, you're doing more of a pat. Because what you want to do is build the glitter on the nail versus if you swipe, you're going to end up with thinness. But if you're patting, it looks a little thicker because what you're doing when you're patting and you're patting downward, you're making sure it's flat, but you're also building the glitter so it shows pretty good by the time you go and cure it. And again, after we cure these nails, we're going to be doing 3D sculpture designs on top. So I'm just applying this and patting it down to be sure that my glitter is thoroughly applied. And I'm starting at the top and I'm working my way down. And I'll show you the guys the difference on these last two instead of doing this patting technique. Where it's a little bit thicker, I'm just going to go in as if I was doing a regular polish. So that way you guys can see the difference. And of course, as I'm doing this patting technique, I still want to be sure that it's even, meaning I don't want it to have a lot of lumps or anything like that. I still want it to be nice and thin. Because what this is doing is actually just laying the glitter down. So you can see right here, it's a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to do it the other way, where if I just went in and I swiped down, say you have someone and they don't want a whole lot of glitter. So it's a little bit thinner. So you have more clear behind it. But if you want it to be thick to look like a polish, then you would use the patting technique. So you can see in this one, it's a little more clear versus in the other one. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is go in over those first two that I did because I want those to have a little bit more depth. And I'm just going over those two nails. I'm going to leave these other two where they're slightly see-through because that's going to give us another dimension in our nail art we're going to be doing. Okay, now that these are done, I'm going to go ahead and cure those. And again, this is what we're going to be using to do our 3D nail art. I hope y'all having a good day. Now our next color we're going to go in with is our plain pink that we used on these. We're going to go in with our pink, and then we're going to go in with our glitter. Was it this one? Yeah, this was the only, no, that wasn't, no, that has the glitter on it, but that wasn't the one. I think it was this one. The base of this one is actually the two glitter colors. So I grabbed this at the wrong spot, but that's okay because I actually put it in the middle. So this is just a magnetic holder. So all I have to do is put my magnetic holder there. And then I'm just going to press right in the middle because all I'm doing right now was a lot of nail art. I didn't separate these out to see which finger would fit which because that doesn't matter right now. Because all I'm doing is nail art, and this set will actually go with this set. So you'll have some fingers that have a lot of bling and design in it and some not. The theme of the event that I'm going to in Dallas next month is spring, so you're supposed to have on florals. So I have not purchased my dress yet. So I'm not sure what the dress is going to look like. Now, what I'm going to do on this side, I'm going to start, hold on. I'm going to start on the opposite end because if I have this finger glitter, I will want this finger glitter. I don't want to have the same on each one. So I'm doing two where I'm just doing the regular swipe. Can you guys over there can't see me. I'm just doing the regular swipe. Well, maybe if I move over here this way. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so this is just painting the regular way. You can still see the clearness through here. So now I'm going to show you if you go in and you get enough product on the brush and you start at the top and you actually just pat. So what you end up getting is more glitter and a deeper color. And you just keep working your way down. Because remember, glitter, you have to use like a lot of layers. Usually, if you're just painting regular glitter, you do a lot of layers. But using this gel polish, I don't want to have to use a lot of layers. And again, because we're going to be going in and doing our 3D polish, so you want to just keep starting at the top and working your way downward. For the color concentration of the glitter. And you still want to be sure that it's fairly even. So as you can see right here, that pink is a little bit darker than this where I just swiped it. This one I did pat from the top going all the way down. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing to the next one. You put enough product on the hand, on the brush. You start from the top and you just tap, and you're tapping and you're going from side to side and working your way down as you tap the product. When you get about midway, that's when you want to flip your brush so you can keep using the product that's there, and then you work your way back up to the top as needed. Come back down using the same back and forth motion, and then you put more product on your brush and continue doing the same thing. Tapping, going down. And what you're doing is pulling the polish down. So that this whole nail is covered and it's a little more darker pigment than if you were just to swipe it like you were doing a regular nail polish. And you want to be sure, because these are not on the hand, you want to be sure you have it covered on all sides. Okay, now we got that one done. Now we're going to go in with just the plain pink, which is also the base of these. Uh-oh. Welcome in over on TikTok. Welcome in over on YouTube. Whoops, I opened back up this one. Run! Okay, and here The proper way to paint is to put your brush at the tip, slide all the way down to cover the whole nail, flip, go more to the side where you cover the whole side. The middle is going to get another layer. Oh, I'm like, why is it doing that? And then flip again. And then what you do is go through and smooth it all the way out. Because again, anywhere that you have a bump or a lump or something like that, you're going to have to drill it, and you don't want to drill gel polish. Now, the reason I'm not doing this like this, because if I try to do this and it's not gel, there's lumps everywhere. And that's not what you want when you polish. You want your polish to be nice and smooth. So you only do that pat technique when you're using glitter polish, because that's simply to get a higher concentration of glitter across the nail before you cure it. If you were using regular nail polish, you want to get more glitter across the nail so you don't have to do as many coats. A lot of times when you use regular glitter polish and you don't use that technique, you have to do like 5 or 6 coats just for the glitter to show up good. I think my nail touched this one, so I got to go back over that one. So I don't want to lump. Then the same on this one, all the way down, flip, side and side, and then back down the middle, being sure that it's nice and smooth. And then same thing on this one. Now, when the nail is thinner, most of the time you get that full nail with just that first swipe. But you still want to try to go side to side, because that's how you're making it nice and colorful. Okay, so there's that. We're going to go ahead and cure these. After these cure, we're going to go back in with another coat after we do the 3D. Okay, so the purpose of the second coat is to cover the 3D polish. So where the 3D polish is that, it's going to look slightly fainter, or should I say lighter, in comparison to that first coat that we just did. When we put the second coat on that area is going to be darker. So that's going to give us some contrast in our, or should I say, dimensional layers when we look at the finished product. So we just have that one curing. 3303 over here on YouTube. And this was really fun to sit down and do the nail art that I'm doing with you all, because it gave me something to do. So I appreciate everyone that came into the live, supported the live, whether you were tapping, sharing, commenting. And we went live a couple times today as we worked on these, because I want to take these out correctly so I don't drop them. I grabbed them the wrong way. But if you grab your tray like this when you're pulling it out, you don't want to pull it by this. If I had these on individually, I could pull the individual and it wouldn't matter. But since I'm doing this all at one time, I want to pull the whole thing out. Okay, now we're going to go in. And this is where I want to be sure you guys can see me over on YouTube. You guys can see me here. We're going to go in with this 3D sculpting gel. And hold on, let me add it in for you guys. It should be in here. I just got to find it so I can pin it. Okay, that means it's already in here and I just got to figure out where it's at. Hold on. Which I thought it was in here. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I got a lot of stuff scrolling to do to get to this product. I just had it on my last live, so I know it's on here. Okay, guys, I found the product. There's only 3 of these in stock. So this is what I'm using. And as you can see, we have light glitter, darker glitter, then plain polish, darker glitter, lighter glitter. So you can see this is when you just paint the glitter polish as you would regular polish. This is using the tapping technique, starting at the tip and working your way down. Again, this is your lighter polish where you just polish the way you do regular polish. This is the tapping technique where you start at the top of the nail and pat your way down so it's more concentrated with the glitter. And this is regular polish, and the same on this one, working that way there. Okay. So now with the sculptor gel, which what I like about this, it actually already has your applicator on it, so you don't have to worry about doing anything. The next thing we're going to get into is learning how to do the acrylic flowers. I thought I had that product ordered, but maybe I didn't. So when that comes in, we'll work on that. So with this, you just make your designs however you want. I've watched a couple of these. Now, these are smaller nails in comparison to this. This is going to be like the thumbnail, the middle finger, maybe your forefinger. These right here are generally going to be these 2 nails right here, sometimes the forefinger. So you just decide how you want it to do, how to look. And I'm just going to try to do a couple designs that I've seen. And I also have these items right here, which are like silicone based, that I can go through and do some little extra stuff. So for example, I'll start with this one and I'm just going to squeeze a little bit. Okay, so I did a slight squeeze, so it's coming out. Now that I know that it's coming out, I want to start from here and just lay the product down. And I'm just going to keep doing different designs because each design is actually going to show up when we go in and do this next coat. Now this is a clear one. You can also go across these with mica powder to add a color to it. Now I have some of this that's not in a squeeze tube. And I promise you, being in a squeeze tube is so much easier to deal with, in my opinion. Because you can just squeeze it on and do whatever it is you want it to do. And again, nail art is something that you create, you design it. Certain things everybody follows like the same protocol, but some things like this right here, it's whatever you decide to do. And I'm just going to keep working my way all the way across all of these nails. And then we're gonna try some stuff. Now, the stuff that I'm gonna try, is it necessarily gonna work? I don't know. But are we gonna try it anyway? Absolutely. Okay. So now that we finished that, I want to clean this. And then this top goes right back on here. And you just squeeze it into place. And that's done. Okay, now what I want to do before I cure this, I actually want to move anything that's close to the root of the nail. But just so you can see the designs that we made, very simple, nothing too drastic. Now what I wanted to try, I don't know if this is going to work, but where I have just a straight line, I want to go in with this. You can see this silicone. I actually just want to go in and I can see now it's not going to work. I was trying to cut it. So since that doesn't work, let's just move it like that to create a whole different design. And I did the same thing over here. I'm just slicing downwards. So that's actually moving this down. Oh, excuse me. To create a little design there. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and cure this. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And we're going to let that cure. Welcome in over on YouTube. You know what? I don't know why. Usually YouTube, I always get confused with this. The top chat and the live chat. But I think on TikTok it lets me know when you're in the room. On it giving me your name. On YouTube, it just shows me who's in the room, but it doesn't show your name unless you type a comment. But welcome in, welcome in. And I know a lot of you on YouTube, you might catch the replay. On TikTok, replays do not happen from the live. I have to go in and clip and then show you the live. I mean, post the live clips rather to my page. But on YouTube, the entire live will still be seen. And as you can see, the cost of this product is like $1.25. It's not that expensive. What I have found is a lot of the nail products on TikTok, they are not that expensive. So that gives me the ability to purchase a whole lot of different nail products, which I did, including rhinestones, decals, and things like that, paintbrushes. And I can just keep playing with nail art and I don't have to worry about being out of money. But just imagine if I was to go to the nail shop and say, hey, I want these kind of designs right here. They're going to charge you out the gazoo. But if you know how to do it yourself, you can buy your Tipex kit, do your designs, do your shaping, and then put them on. So like right now, I know this would be my thumbnail. Okay, and you can see that's a really nice length. That's on there. This right here is my forefinger. Actually, it would be this one. Nice length nail, right? I can do them myself, save a whole lot of money. So that's why I'm just practicing nail art, because I'm to the point I don't like to wear nails anymore. But if I'm going somewhere like this event I'm going to, I like to have my nails done, especially when I'm reaching for a drink or whatever. You know, it's something about having nails on that's very cutesy. But during the day, during the week when I'm working and I'm typing, and I'll probably type over 100 words a minute, nails get in my way. Unless I put them on really short and I just let them grow out, then I can keep typing. But even with them being long, my typing speed still goes down. Okay, so now we have these. These are done. Now I want to try, and I don't know if this is going to work. But let's give it a try. I'm I'm going to use this right here. And I actually have this lime green. And we're going to try it on just this one first. And this is called mica powder that I just used. So you can see the mica powder actually helped this show a little bit clearer. But I have all kinds of different color mica powder. So let's try to find, let's try this gold one. So this is with the gold that I put on there. And now I have this all over. So now I'm going to try it this way. I'm actually using a paper towel. Okay, so I like the way those came out. Okay, now we're going to go in. I have this painting gel. I have it in gold, which I've already opened it up. I have a small paintbrush. It's supposed to be gold. I don't like this color. this doesn't really look gold to me. Even though it says gold, this does not look gold. Okay, that doesn't really look gold to me. So I'm gonna put this up. And again, that's what I like about TikTok. The products are not that expensive. So if I get it and it is not what I wanted, no biggie. It didn't even cost me $5 for a whole set. And what I just used, I'm gonna show you what all I got. And this is actually, like you see, this is $125. Let me show you this set that I'm using now so you can see the cost. $4.62. And it came with the silver polish, the gold polish. Okay, and these are in tubes like this. But it also came with this polish, which is a gold glitter, a silver glitter, and then it also, I think this one's black, pure black. Wait a minute. Yeah, all of these. I had to be sure I was showing the right brand. So now I can just go in with this gold glitter. And let's see. Now, when using these, you want to be sure that you come around the edge with your brush like so, and then work your way up. Because what happens if you don't do that, you have the product that's coming from here and it's going to keep going down. And if you already have too much on your brush, you're going to have too much product and it's going to make a mess. So you want to start here and slightly come up. And then you work with this, and what's at the top is going to keep falling down. So now I can just go down each one of these and dip in my product as I need it. And again, remember I said I didn't want to do any, ooh, that was too much. I didn't want to do any rhinestones on these because we already have rhinestones and flowers and everything on those other ones. So we just want these to look plain, but just to have a little design on it, not too much. Which is why we have the 3D on this. So now this is actually better for me to go in and to put the color on it that I want, where I want it, versus if I was trying to do this with a large brush like the nail polish brushes, it would be too much product. And it would defeat my entire purpose of what I'm trying to do. So now what I'm doing is just going right over that 3D, everywhere where I see the 3D at. Going on top of this. And being sure to really color that in. Even getting down to the base as close as I possibly can without making a mess. And that's with nail art is practice. Practice makes perfect. So the more that you practice, then you find out what works, what doesn't work. And if you find a nail design that you really, really like, you really, really want to know it like the back of your hand, you keep doing that design over and over and over again. Even if you do nails for a living, sometimes you have to give the designs away for free just to get the practice. Like if you have a client, you might tell them, hey, you get all 10 hands done for $15. They might be like, no, that's too high. Then you adjust your pricing. And if you just need the practice, don't even charge. I can't tell you how many times I've had someone give me nail art and I'm looking at them like, what the hell is this? And then they want to tell me it's $25. And I'm like, $25 for what? Okay, so now this is what we have right here. This is the one that I just painted. So that's the difference of me trying to do the mica powder And this is when I was able to go on there and actually paint the design myself. And I had some black. Oh, this was the black one. So now what I want to do, I'm going to go in with my black. Okay, so now you can see what we have there. And now I want to take a dotting tool, which I'll use this one. And I'm just going to grab some of this black on the dotting tool. I feel like that's too much. Let's take some off. Oh, 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 oh. Let me close this one up. I hate when that happens. But again, we don't have a whole lot of designs on this one. And again, because I'm only pressing in the middle, it's an easy fix. My dots messed up though. But you know what? We're not going to worry about it. Just going to keep dotting, which was my intention. These dots messed up. So now what we do is we have to create another design, but it's going to be really easy to do. So all we're going to do is take some of our gold Put our dotting tool. And now instead of our dots being black, now they're gold. And we'll just go right over the black right here with the gold. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and cure that. And then I had some tweezers already out. Here they go. So again, I use sticky notes. So I'm going to take my sticky notes out. I'm going to put my sticky note right here. I'm done with my mica powder, so I can put this up. And what I want to try to do, I'm done with these, so I can put these up. There are some little small pearls in here. And some are pink, some are silver. So I want to try to take just a couple of these out. Uh-oh. Okay, so that's how I fix my dots. I added the pearls on there. Sometimes you'll make a mistake. You have to just roll with the punches and do something to make it right. So now, because remember, we already have all of this going on. So we really didn't want to add any more bling, but it is what it is. And I gotta stop picking this up this way. This is the last time I'm gonna be able to use this putty. I'm gonna put these to the side. We're done with these. We don't want to have to use any more type of bling or anything. So we're gonna put these up. We're done with all of our stickers. We're not using any stickers. So we can put those up. We don't need to use any more glue. We also use glue in our nail art, so we can put that up. We can put up the lilac mica powder because we don't need that. And then I'm not necessarily happy with the black because when you look at the black up against this, it doesn't really do what I want it to do. So I'm going to go over that black with the silver, but the black is actually going to make the silver show a little bit better. And we already have the pearls in there. So we're just going to go straight down where that black is at. We're going to go straight down with our silver. Uh-oh. And then around where we see this black, where these pearls are at, I'm just going to go over this with a little bit of silver. And then I'm just going to follow through with the silver on the rest of my 3D art. So now we end up having a super cohesive design across both of the nails. Now, if I wanted to make this one to look like a little snake, I could put a little rhinestone, like a little small one at the top. But I'm actually not going to do that. I have a different plan in place. So now I'm just going over all of these areas with this silver. We already have gold on some, so that's absolutely fine. But again, this is the nail. These are the nails. We don't want them to do too much. You know what I mean? We want them to kind of sit back and be quiet. You know what I mean? We don't want these talking too much, not too much. right? And I'm just finishing up layering the silver because I feel the silver is what's going to tie everything in. I feel like the gold throws it off a little bit, even though I do have some gold design on this other one. The majority of the design is like rhinestone. So we're just gonna keep going so you guys can see what we have. Now I'm gonna go over here to the pink side. Until it's springtime, the bikes are all out. I've been seeing the bikes all day today. So we're just gonna keep this one going. And again, you get this whole set through my TikTok shop. It's $4.62. A lot of the nail art is not that expensive, and if you buy, you might have like a double discount. You buy a certain amount, you get free shipping. And I always say, if you're going to start practicing with nail art, be sure to get your rhinestones. You definitely want to have rhinestones. I have all kind of rhinestones. I have butterflies. I have plain rhinestones, colored rhinestones, big, small, different designs, which is how I was able to do the treasure chest. A treasure chest is basically a nail that's covered in rhinestones, but the rhinestones are different shapes and sizes. And I'm just going in and painting this 3D nail art. And this is my very first time doing 3D nail art. So that's how easy it is. It's whatever you decide you want it to be. I do want to, I thought I had the right thing to do the flowers with, but I don't. So that's what we'll be getting into next, actually doing flowers. I think my next live on nails, I will be showing application, because there's the glue that you use and you put the nails on, and then you have to soak them off to take them off. So we'll have one showing application, which I'm actually planning on applying them before I go to Dallas versus when I get there. Trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to tell you guys? Any questions on anything? Oh, I ain't do too much of nothing on this one. I remember I said I was going to go in with another coat of polish for these. Okay, so this is our nail art with our 3D sculpture. So we are done with this. We're done with these polishes. I'm not going to do another coat of polish. I'm going to go ahead and put these in here. What we are going to have to do is a top coat. So I'm going to go ahead and put the gel polishes up because I'm finished with these. So to show you guys, these are little colorful butterflies. These are available in my TikTok shop as well. So all of these are butterflies that are different colors. So on here, you can see those little butterflies. That's what the butterflies came from that are on here. We have different color rhinestones, which I use the pink and the clear. I use the pink and the clear rhinestones. So to show you on here, you can see the little small pink and clear rhinestones. I also had these different shape rhinestones. There's hearts and butterflies and diamonds. All of those different shapes are in here. Those are mainly on the treasure chest. Here's the heart. You see the little butterfly right there. Again, these are very cost-effective nail art designs that you can find in my TikTok shop. And again, I'm at TOTstyles on all social media platforms. We're done with our builder gel, so we can put these in here. Okay, so these are done. So this is what the full set looks like. So basically, there's going to be some type of art on each hand. But notice how I said this one, I feel like it doesn't really go. But I'm going to show you. I have another set of nails that I did. Let me put my top coat on here, and I'm going to show you this other set of nails. I have not used these yet, but these we'll do in another nail art. These are also on the TikTok shop. These stickers are on this set. You'll see some gold stickers on some of these. So we can put those right here. I didn't use these today, so we'll use these in another nail art session. I also have foils. We'll get into foils in the nail art session. I have gold rhinestones. We'll use these in a different nail art session. And of course, I have this, which is huge, which is a whole bunch of different colored rhinestones, but they're different colors. This is also available on my TikTok shop. The nails that we use are Tip X Light. These are on the TikTok shop as well. I'm going to go ahead and unpin these. These are on there. If you want a starter kit, the Beetle starter kit is in here. It gives you everything that you need to do your nails, including your nail art. Let me find it so I can pin it for you. Whew, must be way down here. I got a lot of products in here, guys. Here it is right here. This is your art kit with nail polish. I'm going to show you all some other nail sets that I did. Okay, these are some other sets that I did that I'll show you all, which was also made with the Beetle set. You can buy extra nail tips. So the set that I purchased is the almond nails, but I wanted some stilettos, so I bought these separately. This is what the almond nails look like. Okay, these are the almond nails. All right, let's do our top coat. This is the base coat. Where did I put my top coat? And I have this nail organizer that I use. This is not the top coat that I wanted. Okay, here it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our top coat on here. Now I'm going downward on this because I'm putting the top coat not only on top of where we have the 3D, but you have to be sure that you get into the grooves as well. I feel like I about need some more. And even when you're doing your top coat, you still want to be sure that you do it where it's nice and smooth. So again, for this one, because we have the lines, I'm going sideways because that's going to get down into the groove. Now I do this, and I did want to show you guys. Let's let this top coat go through first though, and then I'll show you why this is in here setting. I'm gonna show you guys the other set of nails that I've done as far as nail art. Now you have different shapes of nails. You have your stiletto, which is the sharp pointy nail. Your coffin, it comes up narrow. It's right at the bottom, narrow at the top. You have your almond, which the almond is kind of square oval. Not square oval, I'm sorry. Square round. Then you have your, some people say square oval, some people say square oval. Square oval used to be my go-to. And then when these other shapes really, because nobody wore almond nails or stilettos, like nobody really wore those other shapes. You either wore square oval or straight square nails. And you had very few people that wanted their nails to look like the almond nails, which your nail shape should be based on, hey, Mama Drew, it should be based on your nail shape, meaning your nail bed. However your nail bed is, that should help you determine how you shape your nail. But with nail extensions, you can do whatever shape you desire because they're basically going to add the extension on. Now, if you're just doing your natural nail, you're a little more limited to the different shapes that you can do. For example, I like wearing stiletto pointed, but I can't, with the shape of my nail bed, I can't really do a stiletto nail. But if I was to add a nail to it, even when my nails grow out, I still can't really do stiletto. But by me adding a nail tip, I can now do a stiletto nail because I have what I need to get that shape to actually look right. But just based on my nail bed, no. So when you have nail extensions, you can do whatever shape you want. You can do whatever length you want. But when you're wearing your natural nail, you're a little more limited. I hope y'all enjoyed the live. I hope you all are staying hydrated like I am. I'm drinking a hibiscus. It's Jamaican hibiscus. It's also available in my TikTok shop. And this was a good Saturday night activity for me. Cause I don't be wanting to go outside at night. I'm 52, so if I'm tired, baby, the last place I'm trying to be is out in the streets. But I did go out earlier today, had a really good time. I just went to a little coffee shop, had me a drink, and sat there and read my book. Which the book I'm reading is the Kings of the Money Kings. So it's a story about the Lehman brothers, which might I add is a very, very interesting story. Because basically, what I learned, Jewish money came from crime. Jewish money in the United States of America, because there was a time that it was illegal to ship things, and we're talking about regular goods between the North and the South. So the people that had the means, meaning they had the way to ship it, and they had the boats, and they had the product, they were able to make money during that time. And then if you had enough money, you were able to loan out to your constituents, which for the Jewish people were Jews. And I was just like, oh, wow. And that was a piece of history that I didn't know, but from reading the book today, while I was at the coffee shop, it was like, oh, wow, okay. Because what led me to even buy the book, which I'll show you guys the book, I wanted to know for myself. This is the book right here. It's called The Money Kings. I wanted to know for myself. It's the epic story of the Jewish immigrant who transformed Wall Street and shaped modern America. That made me want to read this book. And then I'm only on chapter 4, so I'm not too deep into it because it's a lot of information going on between chapter. It's like you have to stop reading just to process what I do. I have to stop reading to process what I actually read. And there's so many aha moments. But I really wanted to know, okay, well, how did the wealth of Wall Street actually get there? Because I like money and I like to understand money because money loves me. Money is always going to find me. So I need to better understand money, and I wanted to understand Wall Street a little bit more. But to learn, and if you guys know, I'm mystery research too, so I still like to do history and stuff like that. To learn that this is how Jewish wealth was created, I just think it's phenomenal. At some point, I'm going to buy these cases. They actually have cases to keep your nail art in. But just to show you guys some of my work, I think this was my very first set. And on this one, I didn't have the this one right here. I didn't have the 3D gel, so I just used regular gel nail gel polish for this. Okay, so this was one of my first sets. And these I actually took off and I made sure that they matched the hands, right? So this, and actually I think that was my first set. I think that was my second set. I think this was my first set right here. And I haven't worn any of these sets yet because I don't wear nails anymore. So this is a set. And then this set, I was so happy with the way that these came out. And this was the set that I originally said, okay, when I go up to Dallas, I'm going to wear these. This set right here. But today we came in and we decided to do a new set because we got all of our nail art stuff in. So now we have this set, and instead of separating 10 fingers, I decided, hold on, because you guys can't see this. I decided, let's just break the thing in half and do the nail art, and then I can break them a piece. Because no matter which nail I use from here or here, it's going to fit between my 10 fingers. And this is pretty much 2 sets of nails. Okay, this gives me 2 sets of nails that I can interchange. But this one right here, I feel like it doesn't really go with this. But I do feel that nail could very easily make its way into this set right here. So I feel that one can go into this set and fit in perfectly. So I'll probably add this to this set to have an extra nail, but I don't feel like it goes in this set. And I was going to say it will probably go in with this one, but then I realized there's no red in it. So I don't think it'll go with that set. It'll just kind of be the odd one out, but it will go with that one. So that is the end of our live dealing with nails. But if you guys want to stay around, I'm gonna read you. And this is just like a paragraph. This is like the last paragraph I read, and I was like, oh shit. So it says, hold on. And mind you, they cited, so this is about the Lillman brothers. Okay, this is going into a little bit of history, y'all. So this is about the Lillman brothers. And they had a store in New York, but they also had one in Alabama. They also had one in San Francisco. But the items they were bringing in from Europe because they were from Europe. So when the Civil War started, they were concerned that they were not going to be able to ship their products between North and South. Because remember, when the war started, you couldn't ship anything to the South from the North anymore, and vice versa, because now the North and the South was at war. But their concern was, hey, we're going to lose a lot of our money because most of our money is coming from the South. They had cotton that they were getting from the South, and they were sending it up north. Now, remember, in the Civil War, they was like, we're not sending nothing up north. Well, they were sending it, and so they actually started illegally sending their products from the South up north. So I want to just read this. Days after Confederate troops attacked Fort Sumter in April 1861, President Lincoln ordered a blockade of southern ports, tightening a noose around the Confederate economy. The South responded by imposing an embargo on cotton exports to Europe, a failed diplomatic strategy to pressure Britain and France, major importers of Southern cotton, to ally themselves with the Confederacy. Sounds familiar, right? History will always repeat itself. The only thing that changes is the players and the prompts, but it's pretty much the same story. The flow of cotton initially dwindled to a trickle. With world market starved for the commodity, prices spiked. Sounds familiar, right? At one point during the war, cotton sold for $1.89 per pound, up from about 10 cents in 1860. But by the war's second year, an active black market trade had commenced. Black market, that means underground, illegal. Selling in light, fast ships designed to outrun Union vessels, smugglers threaded the blockade, their holds brimming with cotton, bales, and military cargo. The risks to crew and cargo were great, but so was the potential for profit. In many cases, after reaching a European port, a cotton shipment was transferred to another ship that headed straight back across the Atlantic to New York, a detour of thousands of miles to scrub the fright of its illicit origins, which means there were illegal stuff on the ship that they was bringing in that they were not supposed to bring in, because the president of the United States at the time was Lincoln, that said, hey, stop that. Okay. So it says a corporate history published by Lehman Brothers in 1952 marked the firm's centennial, sidesteps the question of whether Emanuel and Myra dealt in black market cotton, but the considerably longer and more detailed unpublished version, The Seed and the Tree, leaves little doubt that they were blockade runners. The handsome reward stimulated daring and resourcefulness. Lehman veteran Frank Manham wrote, reminding readers that no moral obloquy attached to blockade running. To the brothers and other supporters of the Confederacy, thwarting the Union's economic sanctions would not just have been profitable, but patriotic. And I'm going to just end right there because I don't want to bore y'all with reading y'all history, but then, you know, I'm a nerdette. I love reading history and stuff. So that let me know, because the Lehman Brothers actually had a lot of money. And I think by, let me see, it said by the end of their wealth was 100,000, which 100,000 then was a lot of money. Let me see if I can find what year that was. Here it is right here. It says Montgomery's largest cotton storage facility, known as the Alabama Warehouse, Mira and Durr formed a company called Lehman Durr and Company. And in March 1863, after a few months of negotiations, they bought the Alabama Warehouse for $100,000. Until that February, Durr had served as the commissary of an Alabama infantry regiment. Hold on, that's not what I was trying to read to y'all. Because there was 26,000. It might be back here. Hold on. Anywho, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Oh, wait a minute. This is chapter. I'm in the wrong chapter. That's what it is right here. Right here, right here. Now, mind you, Emanuel, which was one of the brothers, initially sank $10,000 into Lehman and First, which proceeded to lose money due to a series of unfortunate transactions, which would probably be illegal. They got seized. R.G. Dunn and Company noted the losses in the nation's tumultuous economic condition must have terrified the elder Lehman brother, who always saw financial ruin ahead. However, he held on, and the partners managed to rebound from their early losses, doubling value of their business to about $25,000. The house stands well. R.G. Dunn and Company reported in 1859, noting that Emanuel was planning a trip south to form new acquaintances to extend their business. Now, you ain't supposed to be doing north and south at that time, okay? Then, where did they tell them? Somewhere they told us. Here it is, 1860. By 1860, the Lehman's northern and southern operations were both thriving. In New York, Emanuel's partnership with Moses First was doing a brisk trade in liquor and tobacco, and Montgomery Mira had sealed his status as a member of the local business elite by joining the Masonic Lodge. He was now the seventh richest man in the Montgomery County, surpassed only by two bankers and a handful of plantation owners. That year's census noticed that Mira owned real estate worth $28,000 and personal property valued at $75,000. R.G. Dunn and Company now considered Lehman Brothers an old and well-established house that was worth at least $100,000. This is in 1860. But from their vantage points in New York and Montgomery, the brothers could clearly see the political storm clouds gathering. The Dred Scott decision. I don't know if y'all remember when I came and talked about the Dred Scott decision. The Dred Scott decision had only escalated the national debate over slavery, which dominated the 1860 presidential election. That spring, the Alabama delegation to the Democratic National Convention in Charleston, South Carolina, stormed out in protest after Northern Democrats blocked pro-slavery planks from the party platform. The delegations from Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Texas soon joined the walkout. The split could not be reconciled. The party's northern and southern blocs eventually nominated their own candidates to face Abraham Lincoln, even though dividing their vote ensured a Democratic defeat. In December 1860, as Lincoln prepared to take office, and the drumbeat for secession grew louder in Alabama and other southern states, R.G. Dunn and Company added to its ledger what turned out to be its last update on Lehman Brothers until the conclusion of the Civil War. Jews, the entry noted, but good as anybody. Okay, so chapter 4, I start on War of Fortunes, but I don't necessarily talk about politics and history anymore over here on TikTok, and I'm not necessarily doing it on YouTube. But when I do these kind of nail things, I'm gonna throw something in because it's really about communication, conversation, and really just keeping my platform going, but keeping it relevant. So this is my new pastime. I do nail art. This is the set that we did tonight, which I can take this one off of here now. So when you take, because I forgot to tell you guys this, when you do your gel polish, when you finish it, and hold on, let me get a paper towel. When you finish your gel polish, what you want to do is you're taking alcohol, just alcohol. And you're going to go through and wipe the nail. What this does, it gets rid of anything that's sticky that's on the nail. And your nails are going to be nice and smooth. And this is going to help your nails actually last. And let's see this. Yeah, this is done. So notice none of your polish comes off. Absolutely none of the polish comes off. But these are your nails that you have. And again, these are the set that we've done 2 lives here on YouTube. This second live is going into 2 hours. On TikTok, we've probably done like 5 or 6 lives today because we kept needing to reset our live. But through those lives, we actually did this set of nails. The first maybe 4 or 5, we did this. And the last 3 or 4, however many it was, we did these right here. So these are the nails that we did today. Out of this set, now this is one whole thing that I just broke in half. It's the whole thing I broke in half, but out of this, I can get 2 sets of nails because what you have on the left or at the top, you also have at the bottom. So I only have 10 hands. So right here, you have 2, 4, 6, 8, I think that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you have 16 on each side. That means you have 32 nails. I only have 10 nails. So this could possibly be 3 sets, but I know it's only 2 because some of these are not going to fit on my fingers. But I can get at least 2 sets out of these, and I can decide to switch up between these 2 and use them interchangeably. And then when you take your nails off, you can reuse them if you take them off the right way. So we will have some lives where I'll be showing you how to use those. And because I'm not wearing these yet, I don't have to worry about placing them on here because I don't have my little containers yet. So for now, to keep up with my nails, what I do is I just put them inside some moving tape. I take that moving tape and cut it, and then these are actually stuck to it. And I have these in my windowsill so I don't lose them. But sometimes this tape may not stick as good. Again, this is the very first set of nail art when I came back to doing nail art again. This is the very first set I did. These are the almond nails that came in my Beatles kit that I have. The second pair I did was these right here because I went and I was like, you know what? I don't necessarily wear almond nails. And I actually made these a little more pointy, trying to make them more like stilettos. So these right here are the coffin nails that I purchased. So this is the second set that I made. And I still have a lot of almond nails. So I still have plenty of sets that I can make from those. These are made from the same coffin nails. So these coffin nails, I've made 2 sets out of what I purchased. I made 2 sets. And then I just made this today. And I know between the two of these, this is 2 sets of nails. So right there, I have 4 sets of nails. So if you're sitting back thinking, should I purchase this kit? Let me go ahead and pin the kit over here on TikTok. I'm going to tell you why you should. Because I used to go and get my nails done all the time. And sometimes with me getting my nails and the artwork that I used to get on it, sometimes I would get up and my nails was like $200. And I used to be like, great day, what happened to when nails was only like $50, $75? So the price of doing nails has went up exponentially, okay? So with this kit, you get items for nail art, you get your base coat, your top coat, you get your items that you need to do your manicures. So if you were to go to a nail salon, present day, and say you want some Tipex nails, where they done did all of this, they done paint them, they done design them, you tell them what you want. The minimum you're going to pay is $50 for one set. Them taking nails just like this. And the artwork is not at this level of artwork, which is what I'm showing you guys how to do. Minimum, you're going to pay $50, and they're gonna go ahead and apply the nail for you and everything. This kit right now is $34. You have enough in this kit where you can make you at minimum 4, maybe even 5 sets of nails. So that's $200 you would give the nail shop. Why would you not purchase this for yourself to learn how to do your own nails and to put them on? Is so easy, because the only thing you're going to do when you pop this off, you're going to take your nail file that comes in the kit. You're going to file this little end, because it's going to be a little piece right there. That little piece right there is going to break off, but you're still going to have a little something right there. You file that part off, and then the only thing you're going to do, the kit comes with this UV light, so you can actually do it one at a time. It's not going to come with the large one like I'm using. The large one is available in my TikTok shop, where you can do all 5 nails and, you know, put your whole hand under there. But you can do this individually. It comes with the glue. Comes with the Beetles nail glue. All you're going to do is put a dollop of your glue on. Take your nail. You don't want to just lay the nail flat. You're going to take your nail at an angle. And I would recommend doing it at this angle, at like a 45 degree going this way. And as you go to close it down, it's going to press up. There's not going to be any glue that's coming out. Then you just hold it a couple seconds. After you held it, you're going to take it, put it under the light like this, let it cure, and your nails are on there. You can hit your nails on whatever you're going to hit them on, and they're going to stay on there for at least 2 weeks. So why would you not invest less than $40 and buy your own and start doing your own nails, especially with the state of the economy? Y'all gonna have to start to say that nail money for gas. Like when I was reading in this book today, and I was saying to myself, this sounds so familiar. Because now if we have this whole gas shortage, how people supposed to get gas? Y'all see what's happening over in Cuba, right? But now America's saying with Russia, you can't take them no gas. And I'm like, and I kept thinking about this, and I said, dang, that's kind of messed up, because why Russia can't help them? But then I thought about it. Wait a minute. We've already been seeing the Russian submarines, right? They don't say them spotted down there by South Florida. Now, I don't know the facts, because I didn't go research and verify. I just seen the pictures. But just imagine a Russian ship, and it's supposed to be transported with the warships for protection, being that close to America with everything that's going on. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of with that. Like, hold on. But I still don't understand what happened to the Venezuelan oil. They used to be going to Cuba. Where's that oil? And why are we starving Cuba out like this? Like, I don't understand that, but I don't understand a lot of things that's going on. But when I'm reading this book, and I'm like, history never repeats itself. In this book, it was cotton. Cotton was the issue. You couldn't take cotton and send it to the North because of the Civil War. And the things that the people from the North were sending to the South, they couldn't send it because of the Civil War. But then you ended up having people that was running these lines to get the products to where they needed to go because they started operating on the black market. So now my mind is saying, okay, so are we going to have like black market oil going on? Like what? I don't know, because at some point people are going to have gas. People are going to need electric and energy and things like that. And then if you look at what the price of cotton was, and then when all of that happened, how cotton shot up, look at what the price of gas was, a barrel of oil, and what it is now. It's the same thing. History always, and I always tell people, you have to understand history because history will always repeat itself. If you understood what happened, you'll know the signs to look for to prevent it from happening again. And people just don't listen, they don't believe it. And now look at us now. That's why I always said that man don't need his job back because we already knew what he was gonna do. Okay, we're gonna leave that right there because I don't want no community violations. But thank y'all for joining me over here on YouTube. I'll edit the information from the live because the lives on YouTube, they stay the whole live. And this is me on my projector so you guys can see the YouTube people. But when I go in and I do my clips and my shorts, I'll be able to post the shorts on the YouTube page. Now on the TikTok page, on TOTstyles, you will not see this nail content unless they got it out there, okay? But the ones I'm gonna go edit because I don't want it to mess up my signal. So I don't think it's gonna be here. I do have another page, which is TOTstyles 2.0 on TikTok. That's where I will be uploading all of the information when I'm showing you guys how to do nails. I'm going to show you guys how to make wigs. What else was I going to show y'all? I'm a retired cosmetologist, so this is stuff that I just do. Happy blessed Sunday, Mark. How you doing? Well, I know it's going to be nails, and I know it's going to be how to make wigs. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to be showing y'all how to do hair because I don't do hair no more. I'm retired. But every now and then I might make a wig, and I'm actually going to be doing wig classes here in Houston. And then I'm going to start doing in-person nail classes. If you want to come to the class and you make your own nails, you can put your nails on and leave with your nails, or you can just leave with your nails. If you want to purchase your kit, you purchase your kit from my TikTok shop, which is right here on this page. The TikTok shop will always be on this page, but the how-to videos and stuff like that, not so much unless it's on live. Because the signal that I'm sending out, I'm focusing on hydration. So skincare, hydration, because I'm 52, perimenopausal, and I didn't realize sometimes my skin is giving me problems because I'm dehydrated. Sometimes I'm tired because I'm dehydrated. So I'm learning that a lot of things that I was dealing with came from dehydration. So now I'm trying my best to stay hydrated. And this is one of my favorite drinks, which I don't have it over here, but it's Salud, which is also in here. This is the Jamaican hibiscus. If you like sorrel, if you like Jamaican punch, you actually love this. And I done got a little fancy with it because I started putting candied ginger in it and putting it over ice. It should be in here. I don't know where it's at. It's in here somewhere, child. And I have to order me some more chlorophyll water. I'm out of chlorophyll water. But I'm learning, being perimenopausal, a lot of times the reason that we have issues is because we're possibly dehydrated. And hydration, your skin, things that you use to take a bath with, things that you use after you take a bath, like the types of oils or lotions that you use. I use body glaze because I realize, you know what, this is what my body needs, and it feels a lot better. Coming to dry hair, even hydration as far as your hair. I'm like, and so now I'm over here, I'm studying hydration and I'm studying this history. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get back in my nail bag because I did nails before I did hair. Thank you, Mark. So thank you over here, YouTube. I will see you guys later. I will post the videos so you guys can see the beginning to end. Because YouTube, I didn't come on here until after all of this was done. All of this was done mostly on the TikTok page. So thank y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Let me end the stream here. So